My wife found my secret $47,000 escape fund after working 2 jobs for us, and she walked out. My wife found my secret account because she was too tired to ignore the numbers anymore. She came home close to midnight, dropped her keys on the counter, and did not take off her jacket. She said we needed to talk about cutting hours or cutting costs before her body gave out. I said I would go back to work. She looked at me, calm but spent, and said my 15 an hour would not fix a hole this big. She opened the laptop and said, "Then we go through every bill." 5 years ago, on our wedding night, my mom pulled me into a quiet corner and told me to keep escape money. She said you never really know who someone becomes once the rings are on. It sounded like planning, not fear. So I opened an account at a different bank and moved $750 there every month. We were comfortable then. My wife was a senior engineer and told me to stay home. She said running the house was real work. I told myself the hidden money was not against her. It was just safety, like a spare tire. 2 years ago, a beam slipped at the loading dock and almost took her life. Doctors said 6 inches different and I would have come home a widower. She lived, but nerves in her left leg never healed right. Walking hurts her every day. Hospital bills landed like bricks. After insurance, we still owed $180,000. We spent $40,000 on lawyers and lost. Our savings drained. Then we sold things that felt like parts of her. The vintage Mustang she restored for 3 years. Her motorcycle she saved 20 years to buy. Both gone. I took a part-time job at a hardware store. It paid about $1,800 a month. It covered groceries and not much else. When she could work again, she told me to quit and keep the home running so her body could survive. She stacked jobs. Engineering from 5 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon. Consulting from 3 to 11 at night. On weekends, she did nails at a friend's salon. She made less than before but kept us afloat. I kept the secret transfers but lowered them to $200 a month. I told myself I had to keep something because what if I needed to run or help my mom or cover some disaster I did not see yet. I used the local ATM so the bank line looked like cash. Then I moved it to the other bank with mobile deposit. I hid the slips in a shoebox behind my toolbox. I knew it was sneaky. I did it anyway. Most nights I iced her leg and set timers for her meds and tried not to think about the numbers. At the table that night, the laptop glow made the kitchen look colder. She scrolled through 5 years of statements with slow, careful hands. She traced every subscription and every grocery run. Then she stopped. Same withdrawal. Every month. She scrolled back for months, then years. Same amount, same pattern. She said, "What is this?" I said, "House maintenance." She raised one eyebrow. She opened the calendar and matched dates to nothing. She asked again, "What is this?" My mouth went dry. I said, "There is an account you do not know about." I said, "My mom told me to keep escape money." I said, "There is $47,000 in it." My voice shook. She did not shout. She stared at the table and took short breaths, fast, like she was trying to hold herself together. Then she cried. Not loud, heavy sobs that made her small. She covered her face and said, "How could you?" again and again. I reached for her and she pulled away. She said, "I sold everything I loved and worked 2 jobs with a leg that burns, and you kept a door ready to walk out." She said, "You treated me like danger." She said, "You hid money, but what you really hid was trust." She stood, wiped her face, and went to the closet. Hangers scraped. She packed a small bag. I said I would close the account. She said, "You hid your faith in us, and I do not know if I can find mine now." She called her brother for a ride. My phone buzzed with a text from my mom that said, "Good, this is what that fund is for. Take it and leave." I silenced the phone and put it face down. I slid the shoebox out and set it on the table like evidence. Headlights swept across the living room. Her brother knocked once. She came back with the bag on her shoulder and stopped at the door. She looked at me like she was trying to find the person she married. She said she was going to stay with her brother and needed space. I nodded because my mouth would not work. She set her keys on the counter next to her coffee mug. The door clicked shut behind her. I opened the other bank on the laptop. My hands shook. I mistyped the password twice. Then I moved every dollar from the secret account to our joint account and left the balance at 0. I took a photo of the transfer confirmation and sent it to her with a short message that said, "I am sorry, and the money is back." I put the debit card on the table and sat in the quiet house. Now her family is calling me heartless for hiding the fund. Was I wrong?